welcome to the city of Brooks, the city of 100 hellos. My name's Joel Goodnough, and I'm the Deputy Mayor of the city. It's my pleasure to have you here today for this exciting announcement. On behalf of Mayor Petrie and the entire City Council, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to Premier Smith and Minister Dreeshen and all of our guests. Now, Brooks is a growing and dynamic community, and we're always proud to showcase the progress and the partnership that helps us move forward as a city. Whether it's been new school announcements or the JBS upgrades with the roads, we are excited about the future of the city of Brooks. And without further ado, it is my honor to invite Premier Smith to the podium to share today's announcement.
Awesome, thank you. Well, thanks so much, Deputy Mayor Goodnough, for that kind introduction. It is great to be here in Brooks today to announce some projects across the province through a number of programs with Minister Devin Dreeshen, and he'll elaborate on them in just a minute. But we're providing more than $100 million for over 80 wastewater, roads, bridges, and airport projects across the province today. These projects may not be the flashiest that we have going on in our province, but they are of critical importance. Water infrastructure is, of course, critical for communities across the province, and ensuring that our wastewater systems are up to date and have the capacity to handle population growth is of paramount importance. These projects also provide jobs right across Alberta and build our critical infrastructure that our communities need. Roads, bridges, airports, and other strategic transportation projects ensure not only that Albertans can get to where they need to be, but they can do so safely and efficiently. It keeps our economy firing on all cylinders. And of course, as the MLA for Brooks Medicine Hat, I'm happy to see $2.6 million in funding for Range Road 150 west of Brooks, which connects to Highway 1 and Highway 542. The City of Brooks is also receiving $8.9 million in funding for a mechanical membrane bioreactor wastewater treatment plant, a more modern and efficient facility for the community, which the Deputy Mayor tells me will allow for expanded growth of the Brooks population. And so we're very pleased to see that. These kinds of announcements are important. It'll make a big impact in Brooks and Newell County, but also communities across every part of the province. And these investments are going to make life better for Albertans. With that, shall I hand it over? I'll hand it over to Minister Devin Dreeshen.
Well, thank you so much, Premier. And obviously this has been a very busy year for provincial road and infrastructure projects. We've allocated actually $257 million to the Water for Life program and $195 million to the Alberta Municipal Water Wastewater Partnership Program. And that's, you know, these two water grant programs are significant for rural Alberta, and they obviously help to make sure that rural Alberta has access to reliable, clean drinking water and effective wastewater services. And also, just this year alone, we have 35 water and wastewater projects on the go all across rural Alberta, worth $73 million. And as the Premier pointed out, this funding includes the $8.9 million here in Brooks for this project to design and build a mechanical membrane bioreactor, which is a fancy way of saying a much better water treatment system for the city of Brooks. Now, this new plant will replace the existing lagoon system that'll provide a more modern and efficient water system for residents here in Brooks. And in addition to our water grants, we also have our Strategic Transportation Infrastructure Program, now, or lovingly called STIP, where we've allocated $126 million in funding, and that obviously helps fund rural municipalities maintain and improve local roads, bridges, and airports. And in this year, we actually have 51 local infrastructure projects all across rural Alberta, totaling over $41 million. So, and actually just an example of a great STIP program was just west of Brooks in Newell County, where we have the $2.6 million for the reconstruction of Range Road 150, as the Premier pointed out. And obviously that's an important part of the county's future truck route that'll provide a connection to Highway 1 and Highway 542. And actually just this morning in Coaldale, we announced another STIP project, a $3.5 million grant to support the industrial rail extension to expand the agri-food economic corridor in southern Alberta, with over $200 million investment coming into Coaldale this rail spur actually connecting to the CP main line and being able to have great Alberta food products shipped all across North America and the world. So obviously, with all these water and infrastructure grants, the provincial government investing in rural Alberta and rural communities to make sure that they can grow and thrive and attract businesses and families to be able to raise their family and to have a great quality of life, and that's something that the provincial government has invested in and will continue to invest in the future. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we're going to go into questions from the media. Please state your name and your outlet. One question, one follow-up, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my question. This is actually for Deputy Mayor Goodnough, please.
Hello.
Thank you. Sorry. What's the total cost, the price tag of this project, please?
So we're looking at about a $30 million project.
And can you tell me how you expect to raise the funds and what your timeline is?
Yeah, our timeline isn't set in stone yet, but we're going to work through partnership. Also, we'll be looking at a small increase to the utility fees in the city of Brooks.
Anyone else? Okay, we're going to go into the operator. Operator, do we have any callers on the line?
Hello. Currently, we don't have any questions on the line. Oh, we have one now. Sorry.
Okay.
We have Eric Bay from Global News. Your line is already open.
Hi, thank you. This one is for the Premier. Premier, MLA Peter Guthrie has been saying that he's heard rumors of the potential of an early election called potentially as soon as this spring. Is that being considered at all?
No.
Follow-up.
Yes, please. Thanks. Guthrie's also said that Tim and Scott Sinclair plan on joining forces with the Alberta Party and are continuing to pursue the Progressive Conservative name in some form of a rebrand. Will the UCP be continuing to oppose him on this?
You bet. The Progressive Conservative Association of Alberta and the Progressive Conservative name is one of our legacy parties. I would note that neither of those MLAs were ever donors to that party. They were never members of that party. I, on the other hand, was the campus club president in 1992-93 of the Progressive Conservative Club on campus. And so we are vigorously going to defend our rights to that trademark and history of our name.
Any other callers on the line?
Yes, your next question comes from Ellie Ritter of CBC News. Your line is already open.
Okay, thank you. This question's for the Premier. Thanks for your time. Yesterday, you spent some time at the Medicine Hat Stampede. That organization is asking for millions of dollars in funding from the province to repair one of its grandstands and potentially build an expansion. Did you speak with Stampede officials about that yesterday, and are you open to supplying some of that funding? Any further consideration?
Yeah, what we've done when we have these kinds of investments, and most recently, I guess, Lethbridge is an example of where we've partnered, is that it is a partnership. We tend to like for the municipalities and the proponent to come through with an agreement on the design, and then we come in as the last partner to be able to bridge the gap. They haven't succeeded in being able to come to an agreement with Medicine Hat on what that design should be, but as soon as they do, we'd be happy to re-engage in the conversation. We just want to be fair in our process and treat every municipality who has these kinds of major exhibition projects the same way. But that is what I encourage them to do, is to find a champion on council who can get them to an agreement on what that proposal might look like, and then we can get a better idea of what the cost might be and what our share would be.
Okay. The second question, earlier this week, a substantial municipal audit of Medicine Hat City Hall was released, detailed major dysfunction amongst the city's leaders. Considering it also impacts the riding you're in right now, have you considered taking any further actions, or do you have any comments on the inspection?
There's, I believe, 68 recommendations that the inspector put forward. Remember, this inspection began at the request of the City Council, and I think that there are a number of recommendations that the Minister of Municipal Affairs now expects that they will work through. So really it's up to them, and it's going to be up to the residents of Medicine Hat to make a decision based on what they've read. There's an election coming up in 3 months' time, and so that's how I think in this situation that may end up being resolved, is that it'll be put to the people. The people now know what some of the challenges are, and I hope that residents are able to make that choice in the fall.
Operator, can we put our next caller?
Your next question comes from Felix Gagne of Radio Canada. Your line is already active.
Yeah. Is there any particular reason to choose Brooks for water infrastructure grants over another region?
Well, I would say that there are, I believe, 80 different projects that are included. I happened to be down in my riding because I was at the Medicine Hat Stampede as the parade marshal. And I know the minister has been looking for an opportunity to make an announcement. There's any number of communities that we could have done the announcement in. As he mentioned, he did one in Coaldale this morning, but maybe I'll turn it over to him so that you have an idea of the breadth of municipalities that are benefiting from this program. It is a rural-based program.
Yeah, the Premier hit the nail on the head. We have hundreds of millions of dollars in water grants that go out, and it's a demand system. Obviously, the municipalities have to apply for it. We do our best to make sure which is the most shovel-ready. This is one that passed that bar, and I'm really excited to see the benefits that it'll have in the Brooks community.
Yeah.
Follow-up?
Does these investment will be enough, or is there more demand that what's ready for
Sure,
cities
I can turn
involved in
it
that?
over to the deputy mayor to comment on this. I was just asking him about the impact that this would have on the community. Right now, Brooks is around 15,000 population. With their current capacity, they could grow to 20,000 population, but this will allow them to grow up to 30,000 population, as well as support County of Newell as well with their growth. And so I think that's really inspiring that they anticipate that they're going to have that level of growth and interest in people living in their community. I know JBS has been such an incredible employer and has attracted a large number of people here. So I'll turn it over to the deputy mayor so he can tell you a little bit about the city's growth plan.
Thank you. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly it. We believe we're projecting growth in our city. That's why we're working with our new schools, new job programs that are happening here in the city. But the infrastructure that we need, we are really bottlenecked. It's an aging infrastructure. It's a system that is no longer recognized as a top-notch system, and so we're excited that we're able to get ahead of the game. And we also believe that we're growing. Brooks is a beautiful community where people from all over the world come here to get a second chance at life, and we really expect that over this next season some more growth. And as you look even in our city, we're scheduled to build, I believe, almost 300 new units, new homes in the city. So we are really growing, and we're a hot spot, we believe, in southern Alberta. So this is a great announcement today. Again, thank you.
Excellent. Operator, do we have any other callers?
There are no further questions on the line anymore.
Thank you. We're
All
going to
right,
take
thanks,
one
everyone.
more. Sorry, Premier, we're going to take one more question.
Just Darren Knight from CTV News. I'm wondering, IVF, we've learned earlier this year from the health minister that it's exploring the possibility of implementing a tax credit when those seeking IVF. What progress has been made, and what economic analysis has been done on this and the estimated cost?
I think at the moment it probably is just advocates who have asked us to consider it. I think other jurisdictions have considered it. As you know, the IVF procedure is very expensive. I think it's about $30,000, and so the way that the minister is exploring it is what would that look like if we offered a tax credit, so that there was a way for people to write it off against their taxes, and what that might look like. So I think at this stage it was just perhaps a request from either an advocacy group or concerned citizens, and she's taking it seriously and she's looking at it, but there's been no proposal that has come forward to cabinet or to our caucus for consideration. I think it's just in the exploratory phase at the moment.
Do you know if any groups have even been consulted yet?
No, I think it probably is. I'm not even sure. You might have to just follow up with the minister if you want more specific information, because it may well be that there is an advocacy group that that prompted the question and the inquiry. But I wouldn't be able to answer that. If you can just follow up with Minister Adriana LaGrange, she might be able to tell you.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes the announcement.
Okay.